Good afternoon,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you. Uh, as we have already started a discussion about how we can use or pointers in C programming, or how we can handle pointers in C programming. In last class, I already discussed about the basics of pointers, how we can define a pointer variable, how we can handle various kind of variables, how we can access variables with the help of pointers, what is referencing, what is dereferencing of pointers, how we can find the address of pointers, and I also discussed about uh, the the benefits, the various uses or benefits of pointers in C programming. Okay, so what are the benefits we will receive by using pointers concept in C programming that I have already discussed. Today, my main motivation is to discuss with you how we can apply pointers into array. Okay, that means how we can handle the array elements with the help of pointers. Okay, instead of accessing directly the array elements with the help of index of the array, we are accessing the array elements with the help of pointers.
Excuse me, sir.
Like,
Your screen
yes,
is not visible, sir.
no, I didn't share yet. Okay,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and the second thing that I am going to discuss today, how we can access how we can pass the argument through a function with the help of pointer. That means instead of passing the values or variables directly through a function, which you have already done multiple times, that how I have passed variables through a function or how I have passed direct values through a function, instead of doing that, today I'm going to show how we can pass address of a variable. Okay, that means I'm going to show today how we can use pointers through functions. Okay, so these are the two main objectives that I'm going to show today: how we can access array elements through pointers, and how we can pass pointers through a function. Okay, or address of a variable through a function. These two things that I'm going to show you, and and according to that, or based on that, I'm going to show you some important programs. Okay, regarding those two things, and these are the two very important concepts in pointer perspective. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so I think the screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So our main objective today, listen very carefully. Today, the topic that I am going to discuss today, both topics are very important. Okay, lots of questions you will face in your exam from these two topics, as well as in competitive exams like GATE exams, or in on-campus interview, we will face lots of tricky questions from these pointers and the array and function, these kind of things. Okay, so these two are the very important topics. So listen very carefully what I am discussing. So the first topic that I'm going to discuss today, that is how we can use pointers through a function as a function argument. So instead of passing, what I have already told till now, whatever programs we have done in function, as according to our last couple of classes and last lab, that we are passing directly the values or the variables which actually holds the values through a function during the function call, and when the function, or where the function actually receives that values, so that is at the time of function definition, it actually receives those values directly with the help of the similar name of the variables, or we can use different name of the variables, but their type, their order should be similar. Okay, their data type, their order should be similar. So here in pointer concepts, instead of we are passing the values directly, we are passing the address of a values. So in last class, I have already discussed in a very deeper way that what is the address of a value and how we can access the address of a variable. We can access the address of a variable with the help of ampersand sign. I think all of you know that thing. Last class I have already discussed with you. I have already shown couple of programs how we can access the values. Okay, with the help of ampersand we can access the values. Like this program. If you see, this program is there. Okay, which this kind of program I have already discussed in the last class. So it is nothing but a addition of two pointer variables. Addition of two pointer variables. So instead of adding the adding two variables directly, we are adding the address of that variable or the value at that address. That means by making dereferencing of that pointer, we will perform the addition or summation operation. So that's why we have to first read two numbers, fno and sno. Fno means first number, which is a variable, integer type variable, and sno means second number, which is another integer type variable. And I am storing these two into a two pointers. One pointer is ptr, another pointer is qtr. Both are pointer of integer type, which I have already declared after the main function. Okay, integer type pointer. So obviously I have already told pointer is such kind of variable which will actually holds the address of another variable. So if these two are the variables, so we have to assign the address of the first number fno and address of the second number sno respectively to the first pointer variable ptr and the second pointer variable qtr. So this assignment has been done in this two statement, and then we will perform the summation. Obviously, if we will perform the summation of ptr plus qtr, I think already you have built that concept. Last class I have already showed couple of examples that if we add this ptr and qtr, then it will add the addresses of the two variables instead of values, right? So if we want to fetch the value at that particular address, then we will have to dereferencing the pointer. And how we can perform dereferencing? By using star ptr, or we can use star ampersand fno, any one of it. Okay, both are similar, either star ptr or star within first bracket ampersand fno. So we can write, instead of ptr, we can write this statement. This is also applicable, right? This is also applicable. It will give you a correct result. So this kind of dereferencing is possible, right? And dereferencing means it will actually point out the values of that variable whose address has been stored within that pointer. I repeat again, dereferencing of a pointer variable means it will point out the value of that variable whose address is stored within the pointer variable. The whose address is stored? fno's address has been stored within the pointer variable, and the value that you have received through the scanf function through the terminal during runtime, that value will be assigned during the dereferencing of the pointer. So directly the two dereferencing operation I have done, and then perform the addition or summation between these two. So it will give you the summation results. I think this conception is clear to you already, right? How we can perform summation with the help of pointers, and what is the use of pointers instead of normal variable? What is the benefits of using pointers instead of normal variable? That I already discussed in the last class, previous class. Now I want to show you that how we can pass the address of a variable instead of directly passing the value of that variable or directly passing that variable itself. How we can pass the address of a variable and how we can receive that address with the help of pointers as a function arguments. That I am going to show it. So when an array is passed to a function as an argument, only the address of the first element of the array is passed, but no actual values of the array elements. Okay. So when an array is passed to a function as an argument, only the address of the first element of the array is passed, but no actual values of the array elements are there. So when I am going to discuss about the array, this line conception will be clear to you. Right. Suppose if we have 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, of an array. So each and every element is actually storing in a sequential or a contiguous indices. Like the first element, that is array 0, array of 0, that is 0 is the index. The first element has been stored into the 0th index of the array. Then the second element has been stored into the second index of the array. That means array of 1. Then the third element is array of 2, and so on. So whenever you are using a pointer variable in front of array, or you are storing the array inside a pointer variable, or you are assigned an array inside a pointer variable, that means the address of the first element of the array, that means ampersand array of 0. Array of 0 means which one? The first element of the array. So the address of the first element of the array has been stored into the pointer variable. So if you want to access the other elements of that particular array, that means add 1, add 2, add 3, this kind of, then you will have to simply perform the increment operation of the pointer variable, ptr plus plus. if you do PTR plus plus and or PTR plus 1 or PTR plus 2, so PTR means is actually storing the first address of the first element of the array. That means ampersand add of 0. So PTR 1 means ampersand add of 1. PTR 2 means, PTR plus 2 means ampersand add of 2. PTR plus 3 means ampersand add of 3. So in such a way that array elements is actually increasing. I will show it. Okay. So if so here I want to show the function. Okay. So let's start this also regarding the array. We will start from this. The function use this address for manipulating the array elements. We can also pass the address of a variable as an argument to a function. So here we have to pass the address of a variable as an argument to a function. That is the main job, right? So when we pass addresses to a function, the parameters receiving the address should be pointer. That is very important. During the function call, we'll have to pass the address. Remember it very carefully or try to understand it. While we are doing the function call where we actually perform the function call, we actually perform the function call either within main method or within a sub method itself. But the starting or the initialized function call should be done within main method. There is an initialization of a function call that I have already told you. So while we are doing the function call, suppose you are using a function with arguments or with parameters, right? So you have to pass some parameters during the function call that has been received by the sub function with a similar kind of variable, with a similar type of variables. So while you are passing those variables or the parameters during the function call, instead of passing directly the values, that means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, directly the values or directly the variables like x, y, z, instead of that, you will have to pass the address of those variables. That means ampersand x, ampersand y, ampersand z, and so on. So as an argument or as a parameter, you have to pass the address of the variable. So let's check it out. This has been shown in front of you within the main method. Here, one subfunction has been called. Okay, that is the name of the subfunction is change. Here, if you see very carefully, look at this argument or parameter passing very carefully. X is a variable which has been passed as an argument. So in a normal case, if we are not using pointers, we are directly passing the x. And here we will receive it as int either x or int any variable name through which the x has been passed during the function definition. But here, while we are using pointer through a function, here we have to pass the address of the variable. And how we can pass an address of the variable? With the help of this address of operator, that is ampersand. So ampersand x we are passing as the address of the variable, right? Now during the function definition, this is a code snippet. Okay, it may be not fully correct because it is a code snippet. Okay, it is not a full code, right? So this is the function definition. So inside this function definition, the change function, the function name should be similar, and the type of the passing variable should be similar because x is integer type. So the receiving variable type should be similar. Correct? Now this is the major thing, the major changes. The receive variable should be a pointer type. The receive variable at the function definition should be a pointer type. Why? Because the normal variable is not capable enough to receive the address of another variable. There should be a pointer variable who is capable enough to receive the address of another variable. That is the definition of a pointer variable. So that's why you have passed the address of a variable through a function argument. And here during the receive of the function definition, you have to create a pointer variable like star p, and this pointer variable is now capable to store the address of another variable, that is ampersand x. Okay, so here we are passing address, we are not passing value. In the previous cases where we are not using pointer, we are passing only x. X means what? We are passing values 20 directly that will be received by another variable here. But here we are, instead of passing 20, we are passing the address where the 20 is actually storing. We are passing the address where the 20 is actually storing. Okay. So here we have received it. Now you can perform any operations. Suppose I am doing a modification operation by 10. Suppose the value, whatever value you have, that will be incremented by 10. That is the modification operation I want to perform here. So here we have to perform this modification on the address on the dereferencing or add value. So in last class I have already told, if you add an integer on only the pointer variable, that means p, then its address will be incremented by 10 integers, right? But if you want to add the value within the value, okay, then you will have to do value at address, that means dereferencing of the pointer variable. I think this conception will be clear to you. So star p is equal to star p plus 10. Star p is equal to star p plus 10. Okay, so in this way we can perform the function argument passing. So these are simplest code where we can pass only one argument or the address of one argument as a function argument, and the process of passing this kind of address is called call by address or call by reference. So in the examination you will found that the process of calling function using a pointer to pass addresses of variable is known as call by reference or call by address. Okay, so the function called by reference can change the value of the variable used in the call. Okay, so this is let me show you another example which I have done for you. This is simple, an addition of two numbers. Check out this program. This is simple, an addition of two numbers. Add two numbers, long star comma long star. So here we are using a long int instead of normal int. We are using a long int. It's a choice or the choice of the programmer or the developer. Okay, so long star and long star. So obviously the passing parameter should be long int in nature. So that's why during the read of this parameter we are using LD for long int, only D for integer, and L represent a long. So long integer means long D, LD. So this is the first statement by which we have read the first number. This is the second statement by which we have read the second number, right? Now this is a function call, and here we are doing a call by address or call by reference. Call by address or call by reference. The function call has been done by calling the address of the variables. That's why it's called call by address or call by reference. Similar thing. So here we are passing instead of passing the variable itself, we are passing the address of the variables. Okay, so obviously while we are passing the address of the variables, the receiving should be a pointer type. So during the function definition, this should be a pointer type. Okay, so the address has been received by it through a pointer type. It is successfully done. That the data type should be similar. Data should be similar of fno and sno, which are long integer type, and within this we are performing the summation between two numbers. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? Anyone has any doubt up to this? You can ask me. Is it clear to
sir?
everyone? Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, in previous class you said that array should when we pass the array, like you are talking about a string in previous classes. Like when we pass the array, then it take the whole element, not the first element. I am asking at that time, like when I pass an array, empty array, then what it takes?
Yes. Actually, you are asking the question in case of normal point of view. That means at that time you didn't use the pointer concept there. You have passed the array without using any pointer concept. But while you are passing a pointer, always remember pointer always pass with an address of the first element of the array. This actually pointing to only the first element of the array. This will show you, or this will indicate you, the starting position of the array. Then it's your responsibility whether you are incrementing the pointer or not to read the other elements of the array. So in case of pointers through array, okay, I will show you this after this. In case of pointers through array, you are always passing the first address of the first element of the array. But in case of normal passing, that means if you are not using any pointer concept, that means you are passing the whole array through the function. Okay, understood?
Okay, sir. Because in one question, that quiz you have given, that it will ask
that is not related to pointers. Actually, that is a normal function. Okay, so is there anyone has any
Okay.
problem? Any problem regarding this code? Is it understandable? So let me run this code. Simple addition between two numbers. So first number I've given 40, second numbers I've given 20, and it will give you the summation result is 60. Okay. So this is the addition with a pointer. So the benefits, all the benefits of the pointer, this program will hold all the benefits of the pointers compared to your normal function or normal argument passing. Okay. So this question is very common. What is the difference between call by value and call by address, or call by value and call by reference? So call by value means you are passing the variables directly instead of passing the address, and call by reference or call by address means you are passing the address of the variable and receiving through a pointer variable at the function definition. So what are the advantage of call by reference? Obviously call by reference and call by address has more advantage than a call by value. Again, what are the advantage and benefits of using pointers? That I have already explained in the last class. Okay. Next, I will show you one more program where we can do a swapping between two numbers. Okay, by passing the call by doing call by address or call by reference. That means passing the address of two variables. So A and B, two numbers. You have already done the swapping between two numbers with using a normal function. Okay, by using call by value. So this is a call by address or call by reference. So instead of passing the variable directly, we are passing the address of the variable, ampersand A and ampersand B. So there should be two pointers which will receive the address of those variable, okay, of the same similar kind or similar type. So star A and star B, and there is a temporary pointer variable which will actually use for a temporary position shifting or swapping kind of operations by the help of this tree line. I think all of you are aware about this tree line. But one thing you should remember, you are changing the values of pointers variables. You are not changing the address of the pointer variables. So if anyone has done this temp equal to A, it is totally wrong. It is totally wrong. Why? Because temp is such kind of variable which are temporary variable which are mainly suitable to hold the address of a variable. Sorry, which are mainly suitable to hold the value of a variable. Okay, but which are mainly we have considered it here to the temp for holding the value of a variable. But if you are doing temp equal to A is what? A is a pointer variable. So what A will represent? A will represent here the address of the variables that you are passing through A. Okay, that means the address where the value 10 stored. Okay, so obviously this assignment is improper. So that's why we have to use dereferencing here. Star A, because star A will represent the value at address into that pointer variable. So what is the value at the address of the pointer variable? That is 10. So 10 is now stored to temporary blank variable, and now star B means 20. 20 is actually assigned to star A. Okay, because star A is blank, because star A value has been already stored into a temporary variable. Now star A is blank. So within star A, star B value has been assigned from right side to left side assignment. This is the job of the assignment operator. And then finally the temp where the star A value was stored, the temp value has been assigned to star B. So in this way, the swapping operation has been done. So let me run this code. So before swapping, I didn't give a variable here, runtime variable. I have mentioned it as a compile time input. So before swapping, the value of A is 10 and B was 20. And after swapping, the value of A is 20 and B is 10. So value has been successfully interchanged. Clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to show you the next thing, that is how we can access arrays through pointers. Okay, or pointer and arrays, whatever you say. How we can access array through pointers or pointers and array. Then I will show you how we can pass array, the address of array through a pointer. Okay, that I will show you. Let's check it out. One more thing that I need to discuss with you, that how a function returning a pointer. In last class, one of your friend has done this code in the last lab, and in that code, he actually returned a value, more than one value through a function. Okay, so returning more than one value is possible if you are using pointer as a function. Okay, so function can also return a pointer to calling function. So here function returns a pointer, not function variables. Function variable is also return pointers, but function returns a pointers instead of value. So till now we are returning only the value through a function. Suppose return 0, return 1. What we are returning? We are actually returning direct values. Okay, or return a variable name. That means we are returning the values of the variable. But here we are returning the pointers through a pointer function. So this program is actually actually doing the finding the larger between two number. So A is 10, B is 20 is the input. P is a pointer variable. Now larger function has been called. Obviously we have to store it into a pointer variable, because this function will return a pointer type, because it's a star larger. So star larger means what? This is a function of pointer type. This is a function of pointer type. Try to understand very carefully. Till now, what we have seen that a variable with pointer type, and here we have seen first time a function with pointer type. Right, so it returns a pointer through this function. So obviously we have to use a pointer variable to receive it, because the function will return a pointer. So obviously no other variable will be able to receive that address. Okay, so the larger function, within larger function we are passing the two address of the variable. Just we have already done till now. I have already shown a couple of programs of passing the address of the variables, and there are two pointer variables, star x and star y is responsible to receive the address of ampersand a and ampersand b respectively. Now within this larger function we have done a simple greater than, less than, less than comparison. So I think all of you understand that thing. Star y, we have to perform comparison on the value at address. Okay, that means on dereferencing a pointer. We cannot do x greater than y. It is not applicable. Why? Because x represents the address of a and y represents the address of b. Then you are actually comparing the addresses, whose address is larger. Then you can do x greater than y. And if you are comparing the value at address, then you have to perform star x greater than star y. Dereferencing is very, very important. That thing you have to clear in your mind, where you can apply the dereferencing and where you are going to apply the address of that variable. You have to make it differentiate. Ei jagada the students are making a very common mistake. Sometimes they forget to do a comparison because you don't have a compiler during the exam time. Okay, or if the interviewer will ask question, obviously he or she will not provide you a compiler in front of you. So you have to do a dry run, and with the help of pen and paper you have to clear your concept and clear your idea, and then you will have to do this kind of operations. Okay, so star x greater than star y. If star x is greater than star y, that means the value at address x is greater than the value at address y. Okay, address x value, address y value means a or b value, right? If x value at address x is greater than value at address y, then it will return the variable. Which variable it will return? It will return a pointer kind of variable. X is a pointer variable, right? X is not a normal variable, it is a pointer variable. That's why the return type of the function should also a pointer type. That's why star larger is used here. If it returns a normal variable instead of pointer variable, then we don't need to use star. But here it will return a pointer variable. That's why we have to use star. Okay, and then in the else part it will return y. Y means another pointer variable. So here we have to receive the return type with another pointer variable p, and then we will print the value of p as star p, because value at address we need to print whose value is whether 10 or 20, whose value is larger. We have to print that one. So it is star p. Okay, is it clear, everyone? This program is very, very important. Is it clear to everyone?
So it returning the address, no, return x will return the address of x.
Yes.
Yeah.
Return x means it return the address of x. If
Yeah,
it
you are
returns
saying
star x, if you return star
value.
x, then it will return value. Then you don't need to do this star larger. Then you can do only larger.
Yes, I got it. Okay.
Understand? So x means always ampersand a. It will return actually ampersand a. That means address of a. So obviously to receive the address of a, you have to take a pointer variable p. Otherwise, no other variable is capable to receive the address of another variable. So this thing is very confusing. You have to make it very clear where you are using star or dereferencing of that variable and where we are using address of that variable. You have to make it very, very clear. Okay. So I hope this concept is clear to you. If anyone has any other question, you can ask me. I think the concept is clear to you. Please practice it. Practice it at your home. Okay, as many as possible. Now we will return to the next one, that is pointers and array. Okay, pointers and array. Now, when an array is declared, the compiler allocates a base address and sufficient amount of storage to contain all elements of the array in contiguous memory locations, right? The base address is the location of the first element, index 0 of the array. That's as all of you know that base address means array of 0. That means the index 0 or the first element of the array. So the compiler also defines the array name as the constant pointer to the first element, right? So if we have an integer array of x of 5 and which has 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which element holds the base address of the array? The first element, element 1, holds the base address of the array, the element 1, right? That means your x of 0 is actually the base address. So base address, how we can fetch the base address from the first element of the array? By using ampersand or address of operator. So can we write it as ampersand x of 0 to fetch the address of the first element of the array, or the address of the base address, or to fetch the base address of the array? Base address is always the first element. Here, so x equal to ampersand x of 0. That means if the suppose we will consider the base address is 1000. Okay, obviously the address will be totally the responsibility of the processor. Which address it will provide you totally depends on it. Okay, so suppose for the sake of simplicity, we will assume the base address of the array is 1000. Okay, so x equal to ampersand x of 0. That means equal to 1000. The base address is 1000, right? And in each and every integer holds 2 bytes. It's according to architecture specific. In my architecture, it holds 4 bytes, and in this architecture where the PPT has been defined, it is actually holds 2 bytes, right? So now the name x is defined as a constant pointer pointing to the first element of x of 0. So pointer, where you are going to store your array, the pointer is always pointing to the first element of your array, that is x of 0. Pointer is always pointing to the first element of this array, right? Pointer kaake point korche? First element. First element is what? The base address. It points to base address. The pointers will point to the base address of the array. Base address means what? The first address of the first element of the array. Now, if you want to switch from this address to this address, if you want to switch from this element to this element, you have to switch the address. You have to switch from this address to this address. So you have to simply increment the pointer variable by +1. The pointer variable, not dereferencing of the pointer variable. I am talking of the pointer variable is incremented by 1. So if your pointer variable is star ptr, where you are going to store your first address of the array, that means ptr equal to ampersand x of 0. You can do it. Look, it is shown here. Declare p as an integer pointer, int star p. Then we can make the pointer p to point to array x. So can we write these things p equal to x? What do you mean? Here x is not variable, x is array. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by this statement, p equal to x? What is p equal to x from this example perspective? Anyone? Any one of you can tell me what is p equal to x?
So P is storing the address of X.
Address means which one? Which address?
The
Base
X of
address.
0, the first element address.
First.
Yes. It always stored the address of the first element. So instead of x, you can also write here ampersand x of 0. Same thing. Either you can define as p equal to x, or you can define as p equal to ampersand x of 0. Because x of 0 is a base address, ampersand x of 0 is a base address, and only x is also representing the base address. While you are assigning to a pointer, So this is equivalent. right? I have already told you. In your program, either you can use the p equal to x or you can use this one. Now, suppose you want to access the next element. That means the p is right now pointing to the first element in this element, to this element. The p is pointing to this element. Now you are going to increment the p to the next element to point. That means 2. So what you will do, p plus plus, very simple, p plus plus to move from one element to another element. So the relationship between p and x for all the elements is looking like this. P equal to ampersand x of 0 is the base address is 1000. Then p plus 1 means ampersand x of 1, address of the next element of the array, that is 1002. Then p plus 2 means x of 2, address of the next to next element 1004, then 1006, then 1008, and so on. So here I am showing you one program for you. Okay, this is the array 59476 in star ptr. So ptr equal to ampersand 2. We can do it. We can do it. But if we right now I'm just making it comment, and if we did it ptr equal to a, and anyone tell me what will be the output of this 3 statement? What will be the output of this one? What will be the output of this one? What will be the output of this one?
5, then 9, and
5,
595.
and null maybe. Okay, after integrating it's 5, 5. It's 5, 5.
5. Very good. 595. Why? Because star I'm using. Please make it very, very clear. If you are not using star, instead of giving the values of the array, it will give the address of that value. Right? So if we do these things without giving star, okay, without giving star, if we did these things, what value it will return? Only the addresses. Right? These are the addresses. It totally depends on the CPU choice. Okay? So this is the address of the 5. 5 means the first 5 element. This is the address of the second 5 element. And this is the address of the next ptr minus 1. Okay? Now, if we add star, and star, that means it will depend on the value
Sir,
of the address.
last টা 5 দেবে না কেন স্যার?
Let's run it. 5ই দেওয়ার কথা। শূন্য দিচ্ছে। দাঁড়াও।
হ্যাঁ, garbage value store হবে তো।
হ্যাঁ, এক সেকেন্ড দাঁড়াও। Look, ptr means the address of the first element 5.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, garbage value দেবে কারণ ptr এর ভ্যালু বাড়ছে না তো।
Yes.
+1 টা প্রিন্ট করছে আর -1 টা প্রিন্ট করছে।
ptr plus 1 মানে হচ্ছে ptr এর ভ্যালুটা কোনটা? ফার্স্ট ভ্যালুটা। তো ptr plus 1 মানে কোন ভ্যালুটা? এই ভ্যালুটা। বাট ptr এর ভ্যালু তো ইনক্রিমেন্ট হচ্ছে না। It will point to the next one. So ptr holds the previous address. So ptr minus 1 means what? It's something before the 5. The 5 এর আগে তো কিছু নেই। So that's why it will return a 0. And the address which we have seen in the previous output, that is different from the first output. Understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, yes.
This is actually ptr. If we have the board, it will be easier for showing you. This is actually ptr. Okay. Now, while you are doing ptr plus 1, you will go here, and while you are doing ptr minus 1, you will go here in the left side of the 5. So that's why there is no value existing at the left side of the 5. That's why by default it will take a null value 0. Okay. So it will give 0, not 5. Okay. So this is the way of how we can access the array of pointers. Now I will show you these things. Can anyone tell me what will be the output of this one? If I will do ptr ampersand a2, ptr ampersand a of 2, that means instead of giving the by default base address, I am giving the address of the index 2 element.
Sir,
Address
first
of the
one will be 4.
4, 7, and 9.
4, 7, 9.
a of 2 means what? A of 0, a of 1, a of 2. A address to store আছে ptr. The address of 4 has been stored into ptr. Right now ptr points to 4. Right? So a of 2 means 4. So first address, first value will print 4. Now
Then
ptr
7.
minus ptr plus 1. That means ptr plus 1 is the next element. of the PTR value is 7. So 7. And then PTR minus 1. So right now PTR is this one. So next element of PTR is 9. Right now it will show you the valid address. Because there exists a left hand side, right hand side, both elements. That's why it will show the valid address. Clear? Concept is clear to everyone? Need to clear the concept because in the campus interview technical round they will ask lots of questions, lots of tricky questions. Pointers is a very important and lots of complexity are associated with the pointers. Okay, lots of tricky questions are there regarding pointers. Okay, so everyone must read it carefully. Okay, acha. This is a formula which I have already told during the discussion. Okay, as an array. Now the pointer accessing method is much faster than array indexing. Okay, that is the benefit of pointers value that I have already told. Right. Acha. Now I will show you one more program. Okay, I will show you one more program. This is a summation of the n natural numbers, which you have already done. Summation of the n natural numbers. We have already done in a 3 different way. This summation. The first summation of n natural numbers we have done within only the simplest one, within only one main method. We have done by using running a loop, while loop or for loop. We have done a summation by taking sum equal to 0, and then we will do sum equal to sum plus that for loop is running. Right. That is the first summation. Second summation we have done that by using function we are passing the range or the range in terms of variable through a function, and then we perform the summation of function. And then third way that in the last slide we have already done summation of n natural numbers using recursion. Okay, so if you remember, n plus sum of n minus 1 is a recursion form that the function call itself again to do the summation. Here we are doing the summation of the number with the help of pointers and array, right? So the first thing that I need to tell you is how we can read an array. We can read an array like this with the help of pointers. We can read like this. Can anyone tell me how it will actually happen? So the name of the array is x of 6, right? So the name of the array is x, which can hold maximum 6 elements. So for loop is running to take the input of the array elements through terminal or keyboard. So obviously within for loop we have to use a scanf function. So in normal case we have to write this code. I think all of you are familiar with this code, right? But in case of pointer, while we are using pointer to access the elements of an array, then we have to write x plus I. X plus I. Can anyone tell me how the array element has been accessed through this line x plus I? So x plus I means is equal to x of I. Similar thing. X plus I is equal to x of I. Now, when the I value is 0, the x, when the I value is 0, that means it represents x of 0, right? When the I value is 1, it represents x of 1. When the I value is 2, it represents x of 2, and in such a way, it will read up to x of 5, because I less than 6, that means up to x of 5. Okay, so this is another way of scanning or reading the elements for an array with the help of address of a variable. Here I am using the address of a variable. Okay, I didn't use ampersand, but x is automatically represent the ampersand x. Ampersand x means what? What is ampersand x? Ampersand x means the address of the first element of that array. Then it will increment it by a loop and the increment looping variable, it is I. Right? Now, these three statements are generally used for the general form of summation of n natural numbers, which you have already done without using any pointer. So just remove it. I don't require it. Now, if I want to do the similar job with the help of pointer variable, so this is actually represent the addresses, right? I have already told this will actually represent the addresses. Okay, we don't use ampersand because ampersand use is not mandatory in this case. It's not mandatory in this case. Just like a string এর ক্ষেত্রে যেমন percent s এর পর you don't require to use ampersand, here you also don't require to use ampersand. X plus I means automatically it will by default compiler will assume it is ampersand x plus I. So it actually did the address increment. Right, the incrementation operation has been done based on the address. ওই যে এক্ষুনি দেখালাম তোমাদের ptr plus 1 p plus 1 p plus 2. So here it will actually do x plus 1 x plus 2 x plus 3 x plus 4 like this. Okay, in this case I think it is clear to everyone. Now in the next case we are performing the summation of n natural numbers. So we have declared sum as a variable as initialized as 0, right? So sum equal to sum plus x of I, sum equal to sum plus x of star x of I. Why I have been given star? If I am not giving
Sir?
star, can anyone tell me if I am not giving star here, what is the problem?
Addresses,
the sum
it
of-
will plus
The
with
address টা
addresses.
increment হবে।
না, এটা তো ইনক্রিমেন্ট হচ্ছে না, ইনক্রিমেন্ট এখানে হচ্ছে।
Sir, you
এটাও
haven't
increment
taken any.
হচ্ছে, এটাও ইনক্রিমেন্ট
Hello.
হচ্ছে। Yes, please.
You haven't taken any pointer integer in first. Int I, then add some
He's talking about data type.
data types. Yes, sorry,
Data
for
type.
getting.
Where I have already taken the data type.
No, I'm saying no any pointer data type.
No pointer, no, you don't require any pointer data type here. Why you require pointer data type? Array
Then
element, array elements is actually working like a pointer. If you use x, that means by default it will take ampersand x. So it is backend is actually working like a pointer. So I am taking star x here. I am taking star x here. Look, you can this is another way of accessing array elements. This is another way. So you can do in such a way or you can do in such a way. These are the two different ways. Okay, there are two different ways. So this is actually called pointer and arrays, and this is actually called pointer to arrays. Pointer to arrays. দুটো নাম আছে, pointer and arrays and pointer to arrays. Okay, you will find these two things in two different topic in your book. If you follow any book, you will get it. So if we remove this star here, so can anyone tell me what is the problem we will face here during this summation?
স্যার অ্যাড্রেস গুলো সাম করে দেবে।
Yes, it will sum up the address among each other. প্রতিটা এলিমেন্টে address কে it will actually make it summing up. Obviously we don't require the summing of the addresses, we require the summing of the variables or the values. So if we want to fetch the address of that values, then you have to do the dereferencing. So that's why star x plus y is used. So this x plus y, x plus I is actually the address. Just like this. X plus I is actually the address. Okay. And
It shows the x of 0 x or I addresses.
yes, this just like this. Okay, in one dimensional array is look pointers to arrays, right? এক্ষুনি আমি বলছিলাম one is pointer and arrays, this is a pointer and arrays, right? And second one is pointer to arrays. 2D array দেখিয়ে যাবে 2D দিয়েছে, but pointer to arrays, this is a 1D array, and this operation I am doing here. Understood? In examination this question will come, what is the difference between pointer and arrays and pointer to arrays? You have to define separately these two things by with the help of two examples. So we'll run it. 6 numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 21. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has any doubt? You can ask me. Any doubt, any kind of doubt, you can ask me. So I hope that you don't have any doubt.
Sir, the answer, the question that you have asked, that what is the difference between pointer to array and pointer and
Yes,
array?
yes, 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 yes.
I have to explain by using example or any definition.
Example, because definition is not always good for clearly understanding. Okay, you have to give some example, a
Yeah,
small
okay.
example.
And answer the why it is, why should I use this and not that? Any useful?
No, it is a two-way of accessing arrays through pointers. Which way you preferable, that way you will go for.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
these are two different ways are there. So both ways are correct. So in which way you are comfortable, you can go for that way. Okay. Acha, we already have a time. We don't have a time. So these two program, we have almost reached at the end of the pointer concept. So these two programs left: how to access strings through pointers, and how to do some sorting operation. It's also an array. Okay, how we can these also pointed to arrays, right? This example is also pointed to arrays. Okay, these are sorting. If you remember the bubble sort, these are bubble sort. Pointer through array. This is a bubble sort operation, pointers through array. Okay. And in the next class, I will discuss about it, and then I will start with file handling. Okay, because I will have to start with file handling. I will have to show how we can access a file, how we can read the contents from a file or write a contents to a file. This is very important in case of large projects. While you are handling a large project in your final year or in your future, then you'll have to do through the C programming. Then you will have to do the file handling concept, because file is such kind of thing by which you can hold a large amount of data. Okay, because suppose you are going to read the data of 5,000 students. Obviously, it is not possible that you are giving those data one by one through scanf functions. 5,000 students data, is it possible? It is not possible. It's a hectic job, right? And it will take a long amount of time. So instead of that, suppose that 5,000 data has been stored into Excel, right? And you are directly, by the help of file handling, your C program is directly able to read the value from the Excel and put it into the backend of the C programming. Okay, so that's why the file handling is very, very important to understand and to apply. I will have to show file handling before showing the structure and union, for the reason because I will have to give you some mini projects, okay, or case study kind of things in your C programming lab. Okay, so in the next class from Tuesday, I want to start with file handling. Okay, everyone must attend that class. Don't miss it. Okay, very interesting and very easy to understand. Very interesting. Okay, and in the file handling, you will require a concept of pointers. A very basic pointer concept you will require in case of file handling. So I think that pointer concept has been already clear to you. And everyone, please practice the pointer concepts. So in that mini project, I will make a group of 4 or 5 members. Okay, I will make a group of 4 or 5 members, and you will have to submit the mini projects before the end of the lab. And that marks of the mini projects will be evaluated as a internal assessment of the lab. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir, doing mini project in computer science is compulsory?
Yes, it is associated with the lab. This mini project is associated with a lab. Each and every lab in computer science should associated with a mini project. Okay, it's not a big project. It's not a final year project like a big project. It's a very small project. Okay, as for example, one small game design. Okay, very small, not a big GUI, or you can say some kind of reservation system design. Okay, but with the help of C compiler, তোমাদের এখন খুব simple করতে হবে. You don't need to understand JavaScript, or you don't need to understand HTML or web page design. Those things you don't require here. You will do a simple backend, a simple front end. Front end মানে যেটা আমরা এখানে output window দেখতে পাই. Simple backend, simple front end. And based on that, we can make a design. Okay.